What's going on, people? So I picked up two of these boxes of the Marvel Masterpieces. This is just going to be the hobby box instead of like the blasters that I had like, on the last couple videos or whatever. So I'll get into these in just a second here, but real quick first, I did do a live unboxing of the last blasters I had, but I know a lot of people don't watch that, and I don't really blame you. Real quick, just like those special type cards I got out of that. So here we go, going through these just real quick. Got a couple of the blue ones, pretty nice, I will say that. And then a few of the purples over here, of course, right? Because there's always going to be some of those. One thing that I didn't notice, I thought this was a canvas one just because I didn't look at it too closely at first, but it is leather, so there is that, right? Night Thrasher. And then you got this guy here, also Night Thrasher, right? One of those clear cuts, Weapon Omega, another one for the Enchantress. This, I mean, it's kind of like your standard thing in some ways, but it is like one of the rainbow ones of the variant cover, so that's not as common or whatever. And then a couple more canvas ones. These are just standard canvas, nothing too crazy about it, but in case you're wondering which ones I got out of that particular pack, or was it three, I think? I don't know. Yeah, three. And then, I forget, was this like a Battle Spectrum one, and then fantastic covers right here, and closing out with these last two corner boxes. So that's what went on. So nothing too crazy about it. I do like that Spider-Man and all that, but overall, nothing like that you really missed out on. So in case you happen to see a prompt for that and you're thinking like, should I watch that? Probably not. And back there, that's not happening today, but those are some Marvel Masterpiece XLs, two hobby boxes, two blasters. I'll get into that probably tomorrow, but I went out running today, right? And then when I came home, this was here, so I was like, oh, well, let's go ahead and do that later, after a nap, of course, because it was originally just going to be like 7 miles, that is, for some little local community event thing that was going on. But sometimes, you're feeling a little good or whatever, so you just do a little bit more, and that's exactly what happened. And there's a little piece of tape in here, so I ended up doing the 10, which felt pretty good, for the most part. Got a half marathon thing coming up, so just trying to be ready for that. Anyways, enough rambling about nonsense things. I just need to talk about something while I'm getting these packs open. So, as you may have seen, if you've seen any of these videos before, not super knowledgeable on the set themselves as far as like the rarity levels of anything or anything like that. I just kind of like to open these things up, see what's going on in here. Open this a little bit more because I can barely even get into these sometimes. There we go. Push that down there. So, I forget how many is in this. It is 4 cards per pack, and there's going to be 12 packs per box. Alright, so kicking things off with Iron Man here. We got a little Black Panther action going on. Let's try to keep that centered, right? It's one of those things. When I'm doing these, it's easy to just kind of get caught up in like me looking at the cards themselves and not at the camera. Just kind of a common thing, right? It's not a good thing, I'm just saying. That's what often happens. I feel like I'm probably doing a little bit better at that, But I don't know. You'd have to tell me because I don't really watch these. I just kind of unbox them and then throw a little clip at the end to say like what all stuff I got out of them, So I can do, the normal recap thing. So that'll still be happening or whatever. Almost knocked these cards over. And then we got a clear-cut Psylocke. I do like that. And finishing off with Bullseye. So big Psylocke fan. Haven't really read any of her comic book yet. I think there might only be one issue out so far. Is that right? I feel like it's only the one issue. But I do like her as a character. And I am going to buy like the bulk of those, right? And when I say the bulk of them, I mean multiple copies of each cover. So, Super Scroll again. This is something new. Not sure what that is, but I do think it's pretty cool. So I'll have to figure that out later. I guess I could look at the back, but I'll figure it out later. And then this is one of those hologrammy lenticular things, right? I know that word now from having seen that on Night Thrasher, right? Which I still don't know anything about that guy. I've seen him so many times. If I was to look through all the cards that I've received over the last however many boxes, a lot of them are him. It's crazy, right? I don't know what the deal is with like the splits of some of the cards or anything like that. That's kind of cool. I mean, I don't really like Captain America, but I like this card. But yeah, I don't know what the splits are of like a lot of the cards, but some of them, I mean, I even noticed this back when I was young collecting these. Some characters, you just end up with so many of them. And I mean, it could be partially just luck, sure, right? But I just look at it and think, okay, why are you pushing this on me? And I think Apocalypse is one that I've been getting a lot of too. And like in all my little blasters and stuff. Because I was looking at my double stack the other day just to see who all is really in there. So there's that. And, oh, I was about to say it's a Red Skull card, but it is not. I mean, Captain America. Excuse me. Yeah, Red Skull was on my mind, but then I was thinking Captain America because I had just seen something with him on there. But it's Spider-Man. Anyway, so then we got this. That's standard canvas things. And Adam Warlock. I see a lot of him too. This Adam Warlock guy, right? So he's another one of those. But then I look at it and I'm like, okay, there are still like, well, maybe like 30 cards or so roughly that I actually still need. And I've been through a lot of boxes. How have I not seen some of these people, right? I don't know who they are because I don't have a checklist to go by. Not that the checklist isn't available. It's a canvas one. Yeah, no, it's a leather one. It does feel a little different now that I notice it. But when I'm going through these, I'm really just trying to get through them as quickly as possible just to kind of see whatever's in here, right? Which may not be ideal to every viewer out there, and I get that, right? But luckily, there are a lot of people opening these things, so if you're not too keen on how I do things here, this isn't the only place you're going to find them, which is one of the good things about the YouTube world, you know? Not everything's for everybody, and it doesn't have to be. Okay, and there we go. Johnny Blaze, right? Okay, Dr. Octopus, another Storm. So yeah, it's weird, you know, just trying to get through these sets, you know? And I notice, okay, I have 30 cards that I still need. I've been through however many of these blaster packs at this point. What's going on? Who are these 30 people and why are they so freaking special? So we got Venom. I just saw something like this not too long ago. Got Deathlock and Thing. Thing's also a common one, it seems. All right, got what, about 4 more left in this box here. Okay, let's go through here. Let's see. Almost dropped everything. All right, Nick Fury again, and this, I feel like this is a new one. Well, and then again, it is a corner box one. I like this because it's one of those clear ones, and I like Nightcrawler, so very cool. And then we have Black Cat. All right, so 3 more left out of this box so far. I mean, I just still need to look up what that reddish color thing was, see what's going on with that, but nothing crazy out of this thing just yet, at least not that I've noticed. Anyways, so Hulk, Mojo, something there. I do like this, you know, like these blue things that they have in here. Galactus is also a pretty cool character, so it works on 2 levels, right? It's a character I like and a card style that I like. So there's that, right? Try to be clear, whatever, in case something I say doesn't really make a whole lot of sense and you're wondering, like, what 2 levels? It's 1 card. That's what 2 levels. All right. So you got She-Hulk here. Oh, that's something else. That's a red something or other. Guess I'll look PMG. So, oh, that's one of those numbered ones. Yeah, see? 224 out of 100. So that's pretty all right. I do like Sandman also. I think this is a new one. Darkhawk. It's a canvas one. And another Venom, right? So there's that. And now that was the last one out of that particular box. So let's go ahead and see what's happening with it. So yeah, I mean, I was just talking about how there wasn't anything too great, but I guess that PMG one does kind of bring things up a notch. Red Skull. And this, I really like this a lot. There's actually a Sideshow Archangel figure that, well, not figure, it's a statue, like my Dazzler statue that just went up for pre-order. It's, what is it, like $800 and something or something? Oh, they have some styrofoam in the bottom of this box. I guess kind of gives you the illusion that there's more stuff in there because it like makes it weigh just a little bit more, makes the card sit just a little bit higher. So that's kind of a weird thing on their part, but I get it, you know. But yeah, so there's this Archangel, right? And it's about like 890 or something. I don't know. It's expensive, right? Just know that. But man, do I want it. And I'm not gonna rule out getting it. You know, like it could happen. It totally could. But it's probably not in my best interest to buy it, right? I mean, I barely had space to pull off that Dazzler statue. That thing was freaking wide. The base of it, it doesn't look so bad, you know, but like that little star spectrum thing she has on the back end, it extends so far back. So like I don't even have that piece on there because there's no way I could do it, you know? And I don't know where I'd put this Archangel, but I do want it a lot. And so sometimes I just get stuff and then I figure it out later. You know, I'm trying to be more of like a responsible adult and, you know, not just buy everything that I like or whatever. Not that I get everything I want, but I get a lot, you know. It's somewhat fortunate in that way, which is very cool. But I mean, really, it just comes down to like having a decent job and not having kids. So, you know, it's one of those things. Some people can probably relate to that. So there you go, Namorita. Another Spider-Man here. That's kind of cool. It's got a little gold border. Don't see a whole lot of Feral, that's for sure. But I've seen a good number of Sabretooths, right? Again, going back to that whole thing of how rare certain characters seem to be. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, right? Maybe there's somebody else out there who, like some of those cards that I'm missing, maybe they got like all of them, you know, like just right off the top. Couldn't really say, right? Nick Fury, this time it's one of those variant styles. Got the clear cut thing going on over here. Not as cool. Some of those, like the clear cut ones, because of the way the card is, you can't really see a whole lot of like the clear portion of it. So it kind of takes away from the whole effect. It's still nice, you know, that it's happening, but not as nice as it could be. So there you go. There's Hawkeye. Got some kind of purple colored thing here for Hobgoblin. That says pink lasers. Ooh, fancy. And it's got a little number thing on there. Well, let's turn it around. So 915, 992. All right. So, yeah, I figured like the hobby box numbering system would kick in at some point, get something that's kind of limited. And I don't know. Will I buy more of these like hobby boxes? That is a question. And I mean, it's likely to happen, honestly. You know, like the price just went down. You know, if you look at, I'm on the Dave and Adams mailing list or something. Well, you know, anytime you go to like certain web pages, if you're signed in and you like look at stuff, they'll like email you and they'll say, hey, you were looking at this thing, the price is lower now. So they were telling me that the price is lower on these boxes, and so maybe I'll buy some more. I kind of wouldn't mind getting a few more blasters as well. I've been checking the stores here, but it looks like all the ones that I've been to, I haven't seen any. I mean, I saw them the first day, sure, but I haven't seen any more. I'll say that, which is unfortunate, you know, because I would like to get them in store. That's kind of nice. But I don't know. It's not even like I really need these, you know. At this point, again, it's probably cheaper and easier to just go online and buy like whichever cards I need individually. But there's that whole thrill of the hunt thing, you know. So I keep buying them, you know. And if I do almost have a second set, it seems like. Anyway, that's kind of cool. I do feel like I'm pretty close to a second set, and my cousin, you know, we used to collect these when we were younger, you know. We collected them together, trading against each other to like complete our sets and stuff. So if I do end up with a second set, I'll probably get a little binder, throw it in there for her. Her birthday's coming up, so I mean, she's probably I don't think she'd care as much as she did, like, you know, when we were younger. But I think she'd still find it to be pretty cool, right? So there's Quasar. This one, I feel like this one is different. Maybe it's not. I don't know. This, yeah. I don't know. Was the other one black? I don't even remember. Like the other lenticular one. Iron Man. And then we got Mr. Fantastic. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know, because I'm pretty close, right? Then again, if it's been such a hassle for me to complete my set, like how likely am I really to complete a second, right? That's another way to look at it. But in a perfect world, that would be how this whole thing plays out. I'd complete mine, then I'd complete another one just in the process of doing that. and mail those off. Also, I gotta also start thinking about what set am I going to look at next, right? And not necessarily as a completionist thing, but just, sometimes there are other things that just look kind of cool and I just buy a few, like the Marvel flares. I bring those up every now and then. I like the way they looked, but didn't really care to pursue buying them a whole lot. This is, what is this? 137 of 292. Okay, so that's something. And so I don't know, man. I've seen a couple from my coworker. He tells me about some things. The Spider-Man renditions cards sounded pretty good, but apparently since Marvel or the upper deck is losing the license, and then something's in here that's kind of cool because I can tell off of that. But why is that so sticky? So yeah, something about this one. I don't know what it is. So it's a plexi, which I guess I could have guessed that maybe just based off of the fact that it's plexi, But yeah, it's kind of got a canvasy sort of feel on the background there. But yeah, that's pretty all right. I mean, Nomad is whatever, but it's a different style. But I don't know. Let's see what's going on in this last particular pack here, and then move on from there. But yeah, the Marvel license with Upper Deck has gone away, and they're being replaced by Tops. So some of the sets that are out there now are kind of being bought up because they're going away, right? And that's one of them, the Marvel Spider-Man renditions. So I would like some because they look kind of cool, but we'll see what happens. So there you go. There's that. I saw some cool stuff in here. I was on board with that, so it makes me feel a little better about buying more boxes, which I was already kind of sold on doing even before I opened this one, because I thought, why did I only get 2? I don't know. But anyway, so I'll probably do that at some point, then I'll be back here doing this whole thing again. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, wherever you are. I gotta get these things all sorted out so I can do a quick little recap, talk about what's special and all that nonsense. So I'll be back in a second. Later, people. Okay, so here we go, knocking this thing out. The first 2 that I have up here, these are, read the name already, Pink Lasers, right? So they're both going to be out of 992. I was about to say 1992. But yeah, these are both going to be numbered out of 992. So there's that. And set those to the side. This one is out of 292, I believe it was. Yeah, 292. So, and that is going to be the Red Prism for the Juggernaut. This one right here is the PMG, and it was like out of 100, I believe. So yeah, out of 100. So there's that for Sandman. It's really cool. I like the way they did that picture. How it's kind of like raised up off of there. It's kind of has like almost like that canvasy sort of feel in the background, and it's all nice and smooth for the character. It's very cool. And then you got a couple of these blue ones that you often have in these things. So Galactus, Thanos, right? And then the cover version of Archangel. So there's that. This is a hollow foil. I saw that on the back. Didn't really notice that up front, but that's what that is. So there's that. These 2, the lenticulars, right? So they got like the hologram sort of vibe going on. Pretty cool. And I don't know why, for some reason, like when I saw the Juggernaut one, I was wondering, like, was the other one black? I honestly could not remember. And then the plexi, right, for Nomad. So that's what's going on here. Pretty nice. It's a little bit thicker. Remember, I saw that one as soon as I opened the pack. And then a couple of these clear-cut ones, right? I mean, you get a fair amount of these. At first, I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. And I still kind of like these, like, in a way the most, just because it's a cool idea. But they're not hard to come by. You just have to hope that you're going to get a character that you like. And out of that stack, I mean, I got Nightcrawler and Psylocke, so that worked out. These first 3 are going to be leathers, so for Major Victory and Morbius and for Mojo. So those are going to be leathers compared to like the canvases that from a distance kind of look the same, honestly. But up close, you can kind of tell that it's not, right? So I mean, when I say up close, like once you like get your fingers on it, right? Because again, the look is one thing. So there you go. There's that. And gosh, there's a lot of these canvas ones in here, which I used to think at first, because I didn't really read the box, that, oh wow, a canvas card? Lucky me. But no, they are plentiful for everybody. And then there's one more. Okay. And so that's a Fantastic Covers, right? So that's going to be what that one is. Got a couple of these corner box ones. So there you go. A couple of those guys going on. And then the last one for the cover corner boxes. So these are both the same thing. Like, honestly, I didn't really notice that, like, this is like the rainbow version. I honestly saw some of that when I was doing some of the other unboxings or whatever. But I thought maybe it was just like the light just hit that one a little differently. Because at a glance, like flying through these things, it's kind of hard to notice that, you know? But that's just me anyways. So these next ones are just going to be other rainbow things. Some of them are variants of like normal cards. Some are variants of the variant, you know? So like that one right there. And then go in here and there's that. So that's everything.